this other format, and I cannot. I guess I gotta hold my phone because my thing I bought for my car broke. Anyway, so greetings, y'all. Fourth vlog, 24 days into my 90-day journey, and I just feel like shit, really, just being honest. Um, this is gonna be very difficult trying to hold this phone this way. I don't. I'm at the dentist with my daughter waiting in the car because her car broke down last month right after I got my new car. So it's just like I'm constantly having to take her, my son, everywhere, and that is already tiresome. And I just feel, I don't know. I, I don't know. I don't. I feel like I'm over everything and everyone, really. Like, just trying to deal with people, talk to people, be on social media. I don't want to be bothered with any of that stuff right now. Um, and then I hate how I'm looking right now. I just feel, I don't even know if it's depressed um, as much as it is angry. And I don't really, the anger is, I think it kind of stemmed from, I wasn't planning on going off my medication. I just kind of did. And then I, and just kind of like how I've been having to just have had so much to do, it's been harder for me to try to make certain that I take time to take it every day, which I know sounds really irresponsible, but I did start back taking it today, and so I don't know, it may have kind of kicked in some ways because I don't feel as angry as I had been at first, but I've also kind of like I don't know. It just seems like everything has me aggravated, you know? Just people in general, and just, I feel like I'm trying to express how I feel, and I don't feel like anyone's getting it, you know? And at the same time, I don't think that, in a lot of ways, they're not supposed to be getting it, you know? Like, I just, I guess I say they're not supposed to be getting it because these are not, um, I don't know. I'm not going to say these are not close relationships, but, you know, even with, as I've expressed, you know, of course, in my house, there's my daughter and my son that lives with me. Well, those two, and then my other daughter lives with her dad. But then there's also my mom and my brother, and um, my brother is younger, so. But they're, I don't know, if you've ever like gone through something and it just feels like no one is understanding what you're going through. And that's kind of how I feel right now. And then I don't really want to talk to anyone because I don't want to just really share what all I'm going through at the same time. So it is kind of a conflicting situation, you know. I'd like to talk to my therapist. I have reached out to her about an appointment, but she hasn't replied back, so I don't know how soon that's going to be. And it just seems like this week is full of meetings and getting stuff done, and, you know, I don't know. I worry about her availability aligning with mine, but I don't know, y'all. I just, you know, and I expressed in my last video, like, I didn't think this was going to be so hard, but it has been. And while I get that now, like, I'm better understanding that part of things, you know, there's consequences for every action, but I just kind of, I just feel, like I said, I just feel like I'm over everything, you know. Even in business, I'm just really getting sick of that, you know. Like, I've been really asking myself, if there was something else that I could do, what would that be, you know? Like, because I'm just not enjoying my work anymore. For one, clients not paying on time is a big thing. And also, just looking at things, you know, I've been saying since last year I was gonna up my prices, and then when I decided to do so, it's like I still have to bargain down, and I'm tired of that. And it's like, it just leaves this it leaves this taste, you know, like in your mouth, like, oh my God. You get aggravated, you know, a lot sooner when somebody's not paying you what you're worth. And I'm honestly thinking, like, if the people that I work with don't get their shit together, like, by June, which is already about June, but, or at least by July, like, I'm gonna have to, I don't even know how to end a relationship with a client, but that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do, because I just kind of want to start anew, you know. I guess it kind of amazed me how y'all find money to pay for everything else, but then the thing that's working for you, or the people that's working for you, those are the people you choose not to pay. And it's really starting to get on my nerves, you know. And that's one thing. I still have not had a chance to sit down and write out my income, you know, for the past 2 weeks, to kind of see how things are looking. But I will be doing it, like, by this weekend or so I can give y'all an update on it. But again, it just, I don't know. And I mean, I hate to be seeming like, oh, well, it's all about the money, but, you know, money is a motivator. I think that's with most people. And we are possibly heading into a recession. So if that is the case, then I like to make certain that my family and my team are going to be taken care of the same way everybody else's is. And I'm just kind of, I don't know. And as far as, of course, I have not been doing any dating, like y'all look at me right now. So obviously not. But I did go on a dating app just like to talk with people. But honestly, like, when I'm looking at the men on those sites, like, they don't attract me. Most of them don't. The stuff they be, I don't know. And then those that do, never really say anything back to me. I feel like if I made the first move or whatever, then, you know, the least you could do is say something. I don't want to have to be the one always leading shit. Like, that is not what I'm looking for, so I'm not even trying to start that way. And I'm just really kind of feeling disgusted with men right now, particular black men. And I hate to kind of put it that way, and I'm not saying that every black man is a horrible man, but every black man that I've chose has been just, they hadn't all been horrible, but they just ain't really been about shit. Just being honest. And I was actually having a conversation with my daughter. She's 18, and, you know, she was like, what's the type of man you choose? And I was like, you know what? That could be the thing, but I look at my last relationship and I thought that, you know, he was different, and I feel like and I've been trying to explain this. Like, I feel, I'm not gonna say I wasn't myself, but I really tried to be open-minded. you know, I feel like I put up with a lot of things that I didn't really care for, but I was trying to be open minded. So I'm like, okay, let me try to communicate this. And, you know, but the thing is, what I realized is like when he didn't like something, he would definitely let me know off top. You know, it was nothing at all for him. For me, I didn't really say as much. You know, at one point, like for one, hell, for starters, when I met him, the picture that he had in his dating profile stuff was like, I don't know how old he was, but it wasn't who came to meet me, because that was, you know, he was uh, a few pounds heavier. And you know, I didn't say anything about that because he would be talking about working out at some point, but I never really saw the results of that. And then he stopped even mentioning it. But you know, that was kind of, I just don't think I was as attracted to him. And I'm not just trying to say this now, but I look at it when I look back on the situation and I think about all the things that I was unhappy with, that I was still tolerating. Um, just thinking, oh, let me give this a chance, you know, and then that turned out to be pointless. So that kind of has taught me some things. And I've been listening to the the breakup boot camp. I think her name is by Amy Chan, right? And I started listening to that book when I first came back to Frisco. I mean, from Frisco, when I began all of this, and because I was expecting to be like really hurt or something, but I'm not really hurt, you know. And I don't know if it's because in my spirit I knew that I wasn't with the right person, or if it was the fact that it seems like my medication does not allow me to feel things the way I used to feel things. And that's one reason why I did try getting off my medication before, because I was just like, you know, even throughout all of this, like I've shed some tears, but I just hadn't been able to cry. And it feels weird, you know, because normally through a breakup, you're going to be, well, I would normally be crying and trying to understand why. And really, I'm just like, okay, shit, I got other stuff to be doing, you know? And that's kind of how I've been operating. And I don't know if I'm like suppressing my feelings or something, but they just don't. I'm not gonna say I'm suppressing them if I'm not really feeling them, you know. So I don't know how this is working exactly. It's all kind of new to me, and then at the same time, it's kind of scary because um, I don't want to be like this for the rest of my life, you know, like with the inability to feel. Like at times I might kind of feel something, but it's like in really weird moments. Um, I don't really just be like extremely excited about anything or extremely hurt behind anything. Like, you know what really probably hurts me the most right now is when a Netflix series ends. Like, when I finish a series, then I'd be kind of like, oh my God, what am I going to do in my life now? But that's about it. Like, nothing else gets through to me in that sense. And I guess maybe it's the ending of something, the reason why I feel that way in those instances. But as I was trying to say, so I started reading a book though, because I thought, you know, I was anticipating like, oh, I'm gonna need something to help me get through this. But I've been listening to it, and it is a really good book. And um when like, whereas you would think it's gonna be talking about like, or not even male bashing or anything, but just kind of some, well, she does give coping tips, you know, or like how to move on tips, you know. As far as like, one thing I like that she suggested was, as opposed to reaching out to that person and, you know, for that, what she called it, I think she was like, because she was explaining how the same, I think it's the endorphins that we receive or that are released and pleasurable moments are also released in painful moments. And so oftentimes that's why people will reach out to their ex, because you know it's like still that hit of dopamine or something. But I hadn't really, you know, I did ask him for my stuff back. He didn't even look at my message. So a part of me is kind of like, I don't know. I said I'm gonna check the price of because it was one of those Facebook, like one of those metaverse games, right? Never used it, and it was a gift because I am a bulletin blogger. So they sent that to me, and I took it to his house, thinking, oh, this is be a great way for us to spend some time together. But again, you know, as I've mentioned, time together was something that rarely happened with us. So we never got to use it, and I do want it back. But I want to price that, because if I have to go to the police to get it back, then damn it, I will, if it has to be of a certain value, because it was mine, you know, and I'm very protective about my things. I really try to take care of my stuff. I'm just one of those type of people. So I didn't give that to you, you know, and you know I didn't. And he told me the first time I was trying to break up with him that he would give me my stuff back gladly. And yet here we are with me still waiting to hear back from him about when to get it. And I did try showing up at his house to get it, but he wasn't there. Or if he was, his garage was down. I don't know. So he never came to the door. He could have very well have saw me out there. I don't know. Or he could have had somebody in there. I really don't care. I just want my shit back, you know? Because it's mine. And yeah. But also in the book, as I keep trying, I was supposed to be suggesting this book because it is a good book. She talks about the different attachment styles, you know, like how our childhood plays a part on how we attach to people in relationships. And I think mine was, I'm like the anxious attacher. And that was kind of like being raised in an environment, whereas you really kind of didn't know what to expect of a parent. And I guess that's kind of how I was raised. And so with that, you oftentimes like she did an example. She was telling us about one of her clients that had texted her boyfriend, and then he didn't reply back like for hours or whatever. And so she used kind of that description, how like the woman went through all these emotions and, you know, had all these crazy thoughts. I kind of saw myself in that, but then at the same time I kind of didn't, because again, with my medication, I just don't feel stuff like that. So I might, like, the thoughts might kind of occur, but then at the same time I'm just like, whatever, because I got too much other stuff going on. And maybe that's it. Maybe, well, the reason why I keep saying I think it's the medication is because that's the only thing I really feel like that could really have that type of impact on me, you know. And I initially started taking this medication because with my bipolar disorder, I had been having like a lot of anger episodes. Like I was having a lot of mood swings, but most of them were swinging towards being mad. And that's why I got on it. But now it's just like, I don't know. The one that was actually for the bipolar disorder, I don't take that one anymore, but I do still take the one that is for my depression, and then I take medication for my ADHD. And I don't think my ADHD medication does this, you know. I think it's the other one, but when I'm not on it, you know, if I'm not taking it, then that's when it's like I'm mad and I'm snapping at everybody. But while I am on it, it's just like I don't have those emotions, and I hate that feeling. But I also hate the feeling of treating people like crap too. So that's the thing. And I don't know, y'all. That's just kind of where I'm at with things. I stopped smoking last week. Actually, last Tuesday, so it's been a week. And I'm not talking about cigarettes, so that's a good thing. which I never smoked cigarettes, but I was really wondering if I could do that, and I'm very proud of myself to say I have. And really, it wasn't, I just stopped because I feel like when I first started smoking, it was really crazy because I always hated that my mom smoked. Like, that was such an embarrassment to me. As a kid, I would flush her stuff, you know, just, I never liked it. And then I remember the exact night, the first time I smoked was actually after I had my first daughter. And it's a crazy story, but I ended up, the guy that I thought was her dad was not her dad, and he was actually my second daughter's dad in the end. But his girlfriend at the time called me after I got out of the hospital, and it was of course, I mean, you know, you just had a baby alone, and then you get this phone call from this woman who for a minute almost seems like she empathizes with you, but then, you know, goes off. But of course, I knew nothing about her, you know. So it was just really a bad time, and that's how that started in my life, even though I thought I would never be that person. And that has now been 18 years. So if you think about it, my daughter also graduated last Monday. So yeah, the 18 years, and it ended with her getting through high school. But back then, you know, it used to help like relax me. When I worked in a strip club, it was something that was needed to be able to even get up on the stage or to sit and talk with the guests. But now I'm just like a lot of people, when they're like, when I smoke, it makes me sleepy or I don't want to do anything. I'm not that person. Like, for me, I smoke or when I did, it was more so about like, okay, I got to get shit done. Let me get in the right mind frame to do that. And it used to work, but now it's just, I don't know. And again, that kind of even makes me think, like, am I just sick of my work, you know? Because if it's nothing is helping me get in that mind frame, and I'm not just quite able to do it on my own, then I don't know, you know? So, yeah, this is the 24th day, and this is where I'm at with things. And I don't know, Anya said in my last video I seem really sad. I'm not sad today. I'm just like, I just don't want to be bothered, you know. I don't I'm glad that I have a team, because I can kind of just task them with stuff and work on things to myself. But there's still other things that I have to work on, you know. There's still work that I have to do. And I went live today, and I feel bad because I went live and I got kind of emotional then, which oddly was odd. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm human, you know. I oftentimes feel like whenever I'm doing lives, I have to make certain that everything is perfect. But this time I was just like, you know, I don't want to do that. But my whole point is, I'm not sad. I'm just kind of trying to figure things out. But I see that my daughter has now came out the dentist, so I'm about to be getting ready to go. So I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you all know what was going on. But peace and blessings, and you all have a good day.